biggest link is what you just said, Liz. It's that United Nations connection. This United Nations Command has bases in Japan. They have locations where certainly forces will come through if needed. Because you have to understand on the peninsula that should there be a conflict between North and South Korea, it's much more than just North and South Korea. There's a community, an environment, a capability that surrounds Korea that is out there that will come to the aid of South Korea. This United Nations Command, it's very, very important. The Taiwan scenario is a tricky one. And the reason it's tricky is because nobody really knows how it would actually play out. The commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, would decide what our policy is going to be with Taiwan. Now, I would say that no matter which scenario is in place, Japan, there is going to be some involvement with the U.S. forces in Japan. And the reason I say that is there are 54,000-ish U.S. uniformed members in Japan, more than any other single country in the world. When you put those two together, that's a big number. And so if there's any type of major conflict in the Pacific, there's no way that I believe the Indo-PACOM commander or our leadership in Washington, D.C. would say, well, let's ignore those 80,000+ troops that we already have right on the scene. So there will be some sort of involvement. I wouldn't say it will for sure affect South Korea. There's a lot of politics that are involved. There's economics that are involved. There certainly is alliances that are involved in terms of who wants to work with you and who doesn't want to work with you. There probably, if the U.S. is fully engaged, there probably would be some South Korean involvement. Now, it may not be to the extreme of South Korean forces are deploying to Taiwan to fight. It could very well just be intelligence sharing. It could be resupply, logistics. There's a lot of ways that involvement can take place in a conflict. But, you know, if there was a full all-out blown war going on and U.S. forces in Korea were deemed that they're going to be used, I have no doubt that in some way South Korea would help the U.S. forces.